what's up? Welcome to another Monster of the Week where we are going to explore the monsters of Monster Hunter World. This week's monster is Odogaron, the Cruel Claw Wyvern, also known as Flesh Doggo, and many other nicknames.
Yes.
And I'm here with Brandon, and I'm Casey DeFreitas.
Howdy.
And we are super excited to do this.
I am super excited because you got me into Monster Hunter. I played like a dozen hours this weekend, and I have not seen this yet, so it's like a weird little teaser for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm totally spoiling it for him.
No, I'm totally fine. It's big, and it's as you can see behind us right now, it's big and it's red, and oh my god, look at those claws.
Odogaron was a monster that gave me a lot of trouble the first time I fought it. It carded me twice in 5 minutes, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to kill this thing. I don't know how to attack it. But after fighting it...
What area is it in?
So it's actually in the Rotten Vale. So as we're looking right now, this is the Coral Highlands, which is actually at the top of the Rotten Vale.
Got it.
And
so now we're going down, essentially.
Yeah, we're going down.
I'd like to.
This lady.
I'd like to take one moment just to point out, Casey's avatar looks exactly like Casey, right down to the red rims of her glasses. I mean, I feel like you basically did one of those NBA 2K things where you took a picture of yourself on a cell phone and imported it into the game.
I tried, actually. I spent an hour making my character. I was like, I want this to look as much like me as possible. And when I unlocked these glasses,
yeah,
I immediately got them. It's like, I don't even care if they don't go with my build very well. I'm just going to do them anyway.
Oh, you can unlock cosmetic features?
So no, it's a helmet.
Oh, okay.
It's just a pair of glasses. It gives you
That's super convenient.
It gives you critical eye.
Ah, critical eye.
Increases your affinity, which increases your critical chance.
So, what does infinity do?
Affinity, it basically is just the percentage that you will be inflicting critical hits.
Got it. Okay. So it's your crit chance.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Cool.
It's a
right.
fancy word for crit chance.
I'm noticing infinity on some of my weapons, and I'm using the Insight Glaive, having a ton of fun. I love it. I rarely ever touch the ground. I think it's the best weapon in the game, though I've only ever used one other one. So I'm a little biased, but I don't understand what infinity means. And if I don't understand what it means, I don't think it's important, which I think is the wrong way to play Monster Hunter because there's so much information going on in this game.
There is a lot, and that's all you really need to know about affinity.
Cool.
But there's a lot of other things too, and it's one of those things. So when you do get a critical hit, it will increase your attack by 25%.
For like X amount of time.
No, like when you hit with a critical, when you hit with a critical hit.
Nailed it.
You'll see a red slash come up, and you'll hear a noise associated with that, and you will do 25% more damage
on that hit.
That hit.
So your critical modifier is just 125%.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then there are additional armor skills that you can get that increase your critical damage.
Got it.
Called critical boost. And I'm not going to tell you which armor sets do that because I feel like it's spoilery, so you're just have to look for it. So I'm just showing you the loadout that I'm using for Odogaron.
Cool. So what is, I'm going to butcher this, you got to say the name again.
Odogaron.
Odogaron.
At least I assume that's how you pronounce that.
Okay, so what does he do, like what's his affinity, what is he, sorry, not affinity, what is his sort of elemental proclivity?
So Odogaron is basically just pure power. He will inflict the bleeding status, which is a new status, and it causes you to gradually lose health every time you move.
Got it.
So to get rid of bleeding, you have to either crouch and stand still for a few seconds, which is the worst up against a Odogaron.
Seriously. Well, really, any monster.
Yeah. Or you can eat this thing called
Astera jerky. I saw that.
You did it.
I saw that the other day.
That's it.
I carry 2 in my inventory, and I've never needed them. Yeah.
It's really only Odogaron that causes it with that double set of claws, as you can see in his knight's portrait behind us.
In the cutscene, he like gripped down, and this other set came out as if he's not more terrifying enough.
He's really, really awful. So I'm just showing you guys my armor set. This is all low rank stuff that you can get before fighting Odogaron. I'm using the butterfly helmet, which is the King Beetle helmet for men, and it gives you evade window. Legiana Mail also gives you evade window. Legiana Bam Braces is just something that I had in my box, so I'm using it. It has airborne, and this is the waist piece is really important because it gives you a fluvial expert. And I know, it's like, what is that, right?
Okay, sure. I'll take your word for it.
In the Rotten Vale, there's this gas called effluvium, and it will gradually deplete your health.
You were talking about this in the last episode.
Yeah.
Got it. So it's practical application. That's what we call it. Callback.
Yes. So this is really useful, especially when fighting Odogaron. You don't have to worry about him giving you damage.
Cool.
You taking damage from the environment and bleed because it's just...
It stacks up and it's just
it'll
too
be
much.
really awful. And then I also have a Rathalos Greaves for Jump Master, which just lets me, with the sword and shield, I have a jump attack.
Oh, cool.
And this makes it so I can't be interrupted while doing that attack.
I've been wanting to get a pair of these.
So that's just nice. And then I have the Evasion Charm, made with Legiana ingredients, just to get my evade up even more. Because you'll be doing a lot of evading against the Odogaron, because it's very fast. And then just to give you my item loadout, honestly, the only especially important thing in here is that Astera Turkey. Everything else is your basic stuff, like potions, max potions, ancient potions,
Do you have any
poison heal just in case.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, with the herbal medicine and the
Yeah.
Nullberry. Do you have any slinger ammo that's meant to like sort of counteract him or stun him? Like I know flash pods are popular and.
Yeah, so you can take flash pods with you. I haven't found them to be especially effective against him. Oops, I just
your rations.
Let's see. I have a lot of flash pods.
Oh my
I
god.
farm them.
So you just like use your net on flash bugs, right?
So you can just take flash bugs, or you can farm them at the Botanical Research Center.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I just wanted to call this out. The optional capture quest is called Man's Best Friend, and this biologist wants us to catch an Odogaron so he can have it as a pet.
That's sweet.
People are crazy. I'm gonna get defense up large.
Yeah. Because he's all power.
Yeah,
He's a brute.
He's strong.
First of all, this cutscene's creepy. Like her face in the fire, I freak out every time I see that. Yeah.
I think she just really likes food.
I feel like she's breaking the fourth wall and like looking at me, you know? Also, dude, your Palico is in an Inuit little fur jacket thing.
That's the Toby Kodachi hood, and it has the Paolumu chest piece, and then it has Lily of the Valley weapon.
The weapon,
which is made with a great hornfly, which you get as a byproduct from farming bugs at the Botanical Center.
Wow, I didn't realize there. I mean, first of all, thank you. I didn't realize there's so many like ways to get gear outside of just killing and skinning animals.
It's really crazy.
Monsters, sorry. I don't want to confuse the two. And that is one of the things I really like about this game is that there are all these crazy monsters around, but they never really feel like they're bosses that have been sort of put into this specific area. It's like the way they interact with each other. I was going through the ancient forest, as you do when you first start, and it was either an Anjanath or a great Jagras running around, and a Rathalos came down, picked it up, and then flew off.
Yeah, that's amazing. Dude, seeing Odogaron fight Radaban, which is like
no idea what that means, but
you'll see. It's really crazy. He like jumps on his face and he has no fear.
I love the fact that you had one hand on the controller with his mouth, Clifford the big red hell beast in front of you.
Because he already hit me. So.
Okay.
And specifically,
oh my God, he did a backflip.
Yeah, he also usually attacks in 2s and 3s. So wait for him to get those 2 attacks off, and then you'll have an opening against him.
That's what I really like about this game as well. It's like I'm very much into the Soulsborne series.
Okay, so there's bleed.
Okay, so you're bleeding right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna eat that jerky.
Oh my God. Now is he attacking that other monster, or is that just collateral damage?
Yeah, that is a great Gyros, which is actually what my waist is made of, and what my weapon is made of, because Odogaron is super susceptible to paralysis damage.
Okay.
And I'll show you guys that after he leaves. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown on his stats. I hate fighting 2 monsters at the same time.
I feel like just back.
I like let them deal with it.
The Godzilla remake, where he just looks straight in the camera and goes, "Let them fight." Like I feel like that's what should be happening right here.
But you know what? They keep paralyzing him, so okay.
That's cool.
He left. Cool.
All right.
So you might have just seen befriended new Tail Raider, and that's something I wanted to talk about as well. If you're having especially big trouble with Odogaron, go on an expedition to the Rotten Vale and befriend the Grimalkine there. And how you do that is that you go to Odogaron's lair, which I think is 13. Again, I'll look at the map after he leaves.
Right.
And there will be a Wyverian researcher there who's talking about the Grimalkines. And see how I keep paralyzing him?
Yeah,
so
that's
if you
awesome.
befriend the Grimalkines, your cat will be able to talk to Gyros and ride the Gyros and attack with him.
Oh, wow.
And the Gyros uses paralysis damage, which Odogaron is super weak to.
Yeah.
So combined with my paralysis weapon, you paralyze him all the time. And it's a huge help. It really, really makes a very big difference.
Is it kind of cheesy? Like, are you cheesing him, or is it like still kind of difficult to do after that? Does it negate really this entire fight?
If you already know the movements, like when I'm not talking, And when I'm focusing on the fight, I can fight Odogaron by myself and not get hit almost at all.
Yeah.
But that's just because the sword and shield is really works with his movement patterns.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm just going to show you on the map here. So if you go down here to 13, you go and wait there with the Wyverian researcher, and eventually Odogaron will drag back a corpse, a Legiana corpse, or some other corpse, and then the Grimalkine will come up there and see it, and your cat will say, "Oh man, like let's follow him." You'll follow him back to 15, and then you want to put down a piece of raw meat. And then the Grimalkines will come, and you can make friends with them. And that's how you learn how to talk to Gyros, and that's also how you get your Palico Gadget Plunder Blade, which lets it steal items from the monsters you're fighting.
Oh, that seems pretty handy.
If you're having a lot of trouble, definitely do that, because it makes the fight significantly easier.
And is there a wiki page for that tip?
There is not yet. I'm actually currently working on it.
There will be a wiki page with that tip.
There will be.
If you didn't catch that, you can go to IGN.com, check out the wiki.
Actually, yeah, it'll actually be up by the time this video goes up. So yes, there is.
So head on over. Casey writes them, so I have all the faith in the world. It's going to have all the info you need. Now, I had one question. This is sort of a general Monster Hunter question. When you're fighting an enemy, a monster, and they stagger like that, what causes them to go into the stagger state? Is it just an amount of damage over time, or is it amount of damage to specific body parts? Or something else?
Man, so...
Well, let me explain.
You know what? I'm actually not 100% sure. I think it's the amount of damage over time if it builds up enough in a short amount of time. Period.
Okay.
So if you have 4 people wailing on it at the same time, it'll stagger more often. Like I was fighting an Elder Dragon with 4 people the other day, and everyone was just really on point with their attacks, and since it was weak and running out of stamina, we were able to stagger it a lot.
Yeah. It almost feels like if you can do enough damage in a short enough time window, you can almost keep it, relatively stun locked in a stagger state. So I feel like that's sort of the risk reward of like just going in just full bore, you know? Sorry, you're fighting. I'm distracting her.
No, it's okay. It's
Okay. So you work
my weapon.
Yeah. Are you working on a particular body part right now, or are you just trying to get
its tail off?
I think you broke it already.
I broke it, and now I can cut it off.
It's severable. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So getting Odogaron's tail off will let you carve a plate from it in low rank, and possibly a gem in high rank, which are materials that you really need to make its armor set and weapons. So if you're trying to farm stuff, always make sure to cut off its tail and carve it.
And you can do that after you get enough research points on a monster. You can go into your monster manual, and then see what items are or what parts of their body are breakable or severable. And then when you get enough, it'll tell you what you get out of that. Wow. Okay. What's happening to you right now?
So I'm just in a bunch of gas, and it makes it so that the monster can't see me. If you ever see the edges around your screen turn black, that means the monster can't see you.
Got it.
Ugh.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I love it how it like lurches back and opens this massive mouth. That's one of the things I love about this game too, is the monster design. When you're looking at like Toby Kodachi, it looks like it's got a squirrel's body, like a beaver's tail almost, and then the head of a snake. There's just all these weird little things that come together, and they make like truly terrifying combinations. Plus, that thing sucks.
The Toby Kodachi?
Yeah.
It's pretty awful. It was really hard the first time I fought it, especially the first time I fought it, I was using a greatsword, which was a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's fast.
There we go, I got its tail.
Nice.
No, I didn't. Wait, yes I did? Yeah, I did.
Broken.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
right there on the floor. Okay,
It's got a big tail.
All right. And now I'm going to start wailing on its head to try and stun it.
Nice. Is that your special attack with sword and shield?
Yeah.
Sword and
shield.
Words.
Dude, I've been having trouble with that all day. I keep trying to say shield and board at the same time. So I keep saying sword and shord. And everyone's like, what are you talking about, Casey? You're crazy. It's like board, shield.
Don't be crazy.
You know, same thing. All right.
Sword and board, sword and shield.
I want to take a moment to actually check out my hunter's notes and show you Odogaron's page.
Now, will it regenerate?
So only if it goes to sleep, it'll regenerate health.
That's what I thought.
And very slowly.
Okay.
And if it eats, it'll regenerate stamina. So if you see it drooling and then it goes and eats something, it'll regain some of its vigor.
I had no idea that there are so many like small little telltale signs.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
I've never
so
seen
many.
a monster drool, but
Yeah.
totally
But
believe
they
you.
do.
Yeah.
So this is what Odogaron is weak to, and this is why I'm using paralysis, and also gave my Palico a paralysis weapon. It's also really weak to ice.
I see that.
I just don't have any ice weapons, but you could very easily make a Legiana weapon
Right.
as well. But I find Great Gyros an easier fight than Legiana.
To farm.
So yeah, so I just went and did that instead. I just accidentally ate some jerky. That's fine.
Whatever. You gotta
Wasting
eat.
jerky.
I mean, you know, I'm obsessive about sharpening my weapons, so if you feel like doing that, I mean, you got a little bit of room there.
So another cool thing about Odogaron, so I have the collector's
Nice.
edition art book. Oof, he's hard. And one of his original concept designs was a lot more dog-like.
Yeah.
Like he had ears and he had some fur, and it just made him look a lot more familiar. And one of the directors, Kaname Fujioka, said that they didn't go with that design as a final because they wanted him to look less familiar.
Yeah.
They want you to be like, okay, like this inspired it, but they didn't want you to say, oh, that's a dog.
Right. Okay.
And I just attacked a poison cup, which
I saw
will
that.
poison it, which is why I left.
And now he's sort of
Now he's
bathing
poisoned.
in it. Yeah.
Ugh.
And I do love that when you poison them, there's all this like poison
Yeah.
drool coming out of their mouth. Because I use the insect glaive, and my kinsect right now is poison spec. So like just keeping that on a monster, constantly seeing that purple drool come out of his mouth is like super rewarding.
Yeah. In older Monster Hunters, they would be bubbles. Oh, you ruined my attack, man. That's not cool.
Sorry.
Ugh.
Dude, look at all the carnage.
Yeah, so
This
you'll
is his
find
lair?
out. The Rotten Vale is a really interesting place in the New World, and you'll learn more about it as you play through the game. But there's an explanation as to why there's so much stuff down here like this.
It's rotten.
And it's really cool. Yeah, it's very rotten. It probably smells awful down here. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm sure.
imagine.
Well, also
how
you have these
disgusting.
monstrous like snake dog beasts.
Ugh, these Rapnos are just ruining my day.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening right now.
They're just little flying monsters, and they're usually not aggressive, but I guess they're just infected with that effluvium, and it's making them more aggressive than
I wonder if you
usual.
aggro them with the poison.
Oh, you know what? I might have aggroed them.
This dude really does look like a Bloodborne boss. Like,
I
could
think-
easily substitute.
I think they went with the hairless design as well, because since he eats corpses, it
Yeah.
makes sense for him not to have fur. Like, you know, vultures don't have feathers on their head, so
'Cause
that
they're
they can.
carrion?
Yeah, because they feed on carrion, so it
So when
makes
they
it easier to clean.
stick their head into a carcass,
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't get all messy and gross.
and that's just sensible. I mean, so it really seems like even without paralysis, you're making short work of this dude. Except for he's doing back
Again, the
bicycle
first time I
kicks.
fought this guy, I had the hardest time. It's just after learning my weapon a little bit better and learning his movements better. So I can just constantly stun him, or try to anyway. Ugh, Great Gyros now.
All right, yeah.
Please
so
stop.
that thing looks like a Komodo dragon.
Oh, he's tired.
Yeah, he's all tuckered out.
I feel bad for him now. This Great Gyros is just destroying him.
Yeah, I mean it's a tag team. So I mean, do you enjoy playing this more solo or more cooperatively with friends and loved
It definitely depends on the monster. So it's interesting. Monsters, yeah, you actually can't go that way, but
ones?
he's
Yeah,
going to
it
the
looks like he
square.
just went into like
Kind
a
of
cave
hole.
system. Yeah,
Ooh, you see how his Great Gyros' fangs glowed? It's pretty cool.
I didn't. I missed that. Nice. I approve that sharpening.
Yeah, I mean, it's that yellow. This is
I don't know how
awful.
sharpening works. I'm just always like that guy. If my health is a sliver, I have to top it off.
That's actually a really smart way to play. Where am I supposed? Oh, I don't
Thank
know
you.
where I'm going. It really is, because you
you.
never want to be caught having to sharpen or heal
Yeah.
when a monster's in front of you. It's just an inefficient way to use your time.
Well, and
so-
it's such a pain in the ass when I'm getting a good combo going and then I start bouncing off
Yeah.
of it because my sword is dull.
And then it leaves you open, and it's just...
And I'll be 100% honest with you.
obnoxious.
I don't know how sharpening works. I know green is good, yellow is fine, red I don't want, or orange in this case.
A lot of times yellow
Is
will
still okay?
bounce off some things.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Like, fighting Barroth with yellow, bounce. There's another...
Barroth is the...
yeah, the big guy
with the
in
ridge.
Wildspire.
Right.
place.
A brute wyvern.
Brute wyvern, there you go. I think, there you go.
I just learned that all monsters in Monster Hunter are wyverns, unless they're dragons.
Yes.
Unless, is that not
Or
true?
some
Did
of
I
them
just
are-
spread misinformation?
Some of them are beasts,
Okay.
but I
Ignore
don't
me.
think there are any beasts in World. They're all wyverns.
Okay, got it. Well, because
Or drakes.
I started getting investigations the other night that said, kill or capture a bird wyvern or a flying wyvern or a brute wyvern. I was like, all right, I don't know what that means. But if you go into your monster manual thing, I keep thinking of D&D every time I
Yeah.
say monster manual. If you go into your monster manual thing, it tells you what kind of wyvern they are. Like Barroth is a brute wyvern for obvious reasons. And then some of them that you think would be flying or bird are actually not.
Yeah. Definitely just check.
Like
to
you were
make
saying
sure.
Diablos is a flying
flying
wyvern,
wyvern,
and
yeah.
yet he can tunnel underground.
Okay, so here's another thing that you can do that I did not do. You can bring bombs with you.
Yeah, so I started doing this too.
I'm not. I do not have bombs with me because I'm a terrible person.
Just put a barbecue spit on the ground,
But,
same thing.
That's okay. I actually don't have any raw meat, so I can't even do a gag.
A gag? Oh, to roast?
Yeah.
Oh, like my big puppy.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack this thing head on.
I mean,
It's
you could go
fine.
get meat.
Nah.
Okay, that's fair. Probably not worth it anyway.
Ugh. But yeah, when you're
it-
fighting a monster by yourself, they're a lot more predictable, and they will jump around less often.
Yeah.
But if you have 4 people who are always up in its face and know what they're doing, it's a lot easier because
Right,
you will
right,
be
right.
staggering it a lot more, giving everyone more openings.
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever played alone. I've never played with anyone else. I'm on Xbox and have the damnedest time matchmaking with other players. But I kind of enjoy it. I haven't failed a mission yet. I'm right up to, like I said, after the Anjanath, and I feel like it's super rewarding to drop all these things by yourself. Plus the insect glaive just makes everything easy. So I can tell you're in the zone.
Yeah, it's like, Odogaron.
But at what point in the fight are we right now? This is the
This is the
last.
end.
Okay, so this is the end.
So having the paralysis and the effluvium resist just helps so much in this fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine had you not had that effluvian resist.
I would have had to be healing a lot more often because
Got
my
it.
health would have just been slowly.
And you can make that armor well before you
lead.
face this guy.
Yeah. So it's actually the first time you come to the Vale. Well, not the first time, but you'll see him before you see Odogaron, the Great Gyros. As soon as you unlock the Rotten Vale, you'll be able to find him. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh,
eh?
dope!
Ah!
Ah! Get off the wall, you crazy dog!
Oh man, he's leaving again.
That's fine.
I'm not being as aggressive as usual.
Well, you're talking. It's always, it's super hard to play and talk at the same time. Especially carry on an intelligent conversation.
He's going this way. I should have flash bombed him.
I mean, there's always
He's going back into his lair.
always
What are
next
you
time.
doing? Are you going back to sleep? Sleepy puppers? Sleepy puppers.
Sleepy pupper.
You know what,
Can you?
what's really creepy? He sleeps with his eyes open.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that creepy?
super unsettling. Also,
is
the fact
so
that he
creepy.
snores bubbles, literal
Yeah.
bubbles.
I mean, it's just. He's so creepy.
Now, can you flashbot him from asleep to stun him
No.
on wake up?
No. You can trap him, though.
Got it.
But I don't have any traps in me either. I was just going in here raw. Nothing extra to help me.
Oh, he heard you.
Oh.
I mean,
no!
I gotta say, you talked this guy up big earlier this afternoon, and you're making short work of him. See? Stunned him
I-
again. But Scout's motto, be prepared. You came in here with the right gear, the right weapon, the right tactics with that whole paralysis monster. Forget his name.
Yeah, the Gyros.
The Gyros. And your Palicos, which
And this is obviously a much easier weapon to fight him with than, say, something really
Heavy and slow, like
Because
that.
he's so fast, so
Yeah.
it's difficult to react to him when you have an opening if you had a heavy weapon.
Now, do you
Oof,
change your weapons
that's sad.
depending on the monster, or are you like a
Sometimes I
one and
do.
done kind of girl?
I really prefer the sword and shield.
Got it.
But sometimes, like Legiana in last week's episode, I use the longsword because fighting a monster that's in the air most of the time with a very short reach weapon is really frustrating. So I use the longsword instead, so I can, you know, hit it more often than not. Because when fighting it with the sword and shield, I am hitting the air more often than I'm hitting the monster.
Yeah, because you can go vertically.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a moment to talk about the good word of the insect glaive?
Oh, I do.
Hey, you did it. She's got all the time in the world.
All right.
Literally, you have 1 minute, 60 seconds. So let's skin it.
Doing it. Let's get some
Skinning
stuff.
it and skinning it and skinning it. Well, Odogaron.
So the insect glaive is awesome for flying monsters. I'm just not the best at it. I'm better at the longsword and the sword and shield. I used the insect glaive when it first was introduced in Monster Hunter 4.
Oh,
I liked it a lot.
I thought it was a new weapon. Got it.
They're all old weapons. None of them are new to the world. They've
it.
been tweaked, and some of them work very differently.
I see. I just love the whole buff mechanic as well.
Yeah.
Is the fact that you can basically fly.
The insect glaive is really cool.
Cool. Well, I mean, easy peasy.
Yeah. I mean, I've also fought Odogaron a lot, so.
Okay, so you're kind of a ringer in that regard. I got it.
But I do definitely recommend the sword and shield. It's really easy. So I don't know if you saw some of what I was doing, but running in circles and keeping your eye on it. So when it comes in at you, you can roll, and then it'll come in to get you again, and then you roll, and then you're in a position to come in at its side.
I see.
And get a few hits off, then run away again. Let's see. Oh, I got a plate.
Did you get your jewel? No, because this is low rank, right?
Yeah. No gems in low rank, but plates.
Plates.
And plates are really rare and very valuable.
Cool.
And this is from the Plunder Blade that you also get from the Rotten Vale. It lets your Palico gather monster materials.
As you fight, which seems incredibly powerful when you're farming for armor.
Yes.
Got it.
It's highly recommend.
We'll have to talk later because I want that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to show you something that you can make with the Odogaron.
Cool. Oh my gosh.
I know, I have everything unlocked, I'm sorry. Okay, Odogaron, it's really cool.
The
Odogaron insect glaive, right?
Oh, I'm looking at the cape.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I have an Iron Blade one. Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's
on my
dope.
back.
Look at that.
It's really
Look
neat.
at that purpley thing.
It does fire damage, I think.
So I just made Anjanath's
There it is. Yeah, so
Big
it has
AF
hidden fire. So Odogaron's weapons have a hidden element,
Vice.
which requires you to use an armor skill so that that element actually comes through.
Oh, to activate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're really strong and they're really cool looking.
Yeah.
And I also want to show you the armor because I love Odogaron's armor. It is so cool. I'm actually wearing, or in my normal build, I'm wearing Odogaron waist and pants.
Oh, that's why you dyed it red. Got it.
It's really cool.
I feel like you look like something out of Legend of Dragoon.
But
Yep, there it
It
is.
is so cool. It's really, really neat.
Give us that spin.
Yeah. I love it. And then you get like a bow on the back. It's cool.
Is that that's not your weapon? That's just.
Well, my weapon is back there too, but you get extra swords.
Oh,
and
a
stuff.
bow. I'm
Yeah.
thinking like.
Oh no, not
a
like
bow.
not that kind of bow, like
It's
a
like,
pretty bow.
you get to use 2 weapons.
And it gives you a bunch of stuff. So Odogaron's
Oh, yeah,
set
look at
has a special skill called Punishing Draw, and it adds a stun effect to draw attacks and slightly increases your attack power. And that's something I was using with my sword and shield. It's honestly not the best weapon to use it for. I just think it looks cool.
Yeah.
But you can sheathe your sword and shield really quickly. So if you come up to a monster and start with triangle, it adds that stun effect, and then you can keep bashing it with shield. So you have stun attack with your first hit, and then continuously with your shield. It's really neat.
I mean, that sounds dope.
And then bleeding resistance, which is only useful against Odogaron. Speed sharpening, constitution, critical eye, which is another reason why I was using it, because it has good synergy with my red glasses.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
And quick sheath and evade window, which is another thing. Actually, that's from my charm. Just
Oh.
kidding. Odogaron does not have evade window.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But really like it. I think Odogaron is super cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any? Do you have any other questions about Odogaron? Like, do you think we're missing anything?
I don't. I mean, yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm sure I'm gonna bug you at your desk a bunch when I get to him, or get to the Rotten Vale anyway. But no, I mean that was easy peasy, like we said. You knocked it out.
Easy peasy if you go in prepared.
Yeah.
Again, it's really fast. It can be a really tough fight if you don't know its movement patterns. So if at first you fail, just try again. You'll get used to it. No, like, I did. I
Did
had
you
a
just
really
say
hard
if at
time.
first you don't succeed, try again?
I did. I did say that, but it's true because every time you fight a monster repeatedly, you'll learn its movements.
Yeah.
And you'll slowly get better. Like, even if you're not actively trying to be like, okay, like when it does this, I have to do that, you'll just inherently gain that knowledge
Practice makes
subconsciously.
perfect.
Yeah. And
Casey DeFrida's full of proverbs.
So
Awesome.
that is it. That was Odogaron.
Thanks for showing him to me.
You're welcome.
That was really cool.
So again, if you guys have any questions at all, please let us know in the comments, and especially what monsters should we do next week? Let us know. We've chose Odogaron because a lot of people in the comments and on Twitter were saying, oh, Odogaron. And also, it's a really cool monster, and I really like fighting him.
And check out the IGN wikis. Casey writes them all, and they're super
Yeah,
in-depth.
if you need extra help with Odogaron, we have all of this information on Odogaron's wiki page as well. So again, my name is Casey DeFridas. You can find me at ShinyKCD on Twitter. Where can everyone find you?
I'm Brandon Tyrell. You can find me on Twitter at Brandon Tyrell. Super original.
Very. So very easy to find us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Monster of the Week, and make sure to check out next week's. Bye. Happy hunting.
Bye.